The video got taken down because of copyright, so I had to redub every single scene. God damn it, kill me already. Got copyrighted again! Again! I'm gonna take out every single clip from this shit and just upload this. Holy fuck. Juno's pretty good, but I believe it's got some of the craziest lines of dialogue I have ever seen. I was watching it for the first time a few days ago, and out of nowhere, I was bombarded with words from the prehistorical era. I believe this is what Gya, our farming Riz Maxim, will become in 2069. Here's an actual line from the movie. That ain't no etch-a-sketch. This is one doodle that can't be undid, home skillet. I mean, what even are these words? The movie criticizes the over-sexualization of teenagers, which is very true to this day. It makes its critique with the results, teenage pregnancy, while also heavily sexualizing teenagers in the process. So one of the probable reasons they talk so weird might be to show the quirkiness of being young. At the start, I didn't really understand if it was just me that was finding these words weird. Maybe in 2008 there were a group of teenagers who talked like this. And that was what I thought until I saw this scene. When Juno goes to the abortion clinic where the secretary is kind of an emo teenager, she says, "Would you like a free condom? They're boysenberry. And my boyfriend uses them every time we have intercourse. They make his junk smell like pee." Like pie, oh fuck. They make his junk smell like pie. It doesn't matter what year it is, this would still be wild. She was playing 2DS though, which is pretty cool. So after watching this scene, I decided to do a whole video dedicated to these masterful dialogues. Since we're already analyzing this scene of the movie, I might as well just talk about the whole thing. She also says this. "I need you to feel this out, both sides, and don't skip any hair details, every score and every sword." Which doesn't sound quirky, but it is very weird. I mean, that's not a normal thing to say, you know? That's not casual, normal conversations everyday people have in any way whatsoever. It could be like a scripted line from the clinic. Okay, so when somebody comes in, just say this. Yeah, that'll blow them away. That'll be perfect. That's gonna be awesome. All right, now let's backtrack a bit and go back to the opening scene. When she's on her way to do the pregnancy test. "If it isn't McGuff the Crime Dog." McGuff the Crime Dog was a character made for ads. He was created to promote crime awareness and safety. So yeah, that's the reference. I think maybe he's saying that because she's trying to figure out the truth behind the mystery of her being pregnant. That's it. Lore dump right there, boys. "Third test today, Mama Bear. Your ego is prego. No doubt about it." Huh? Yeah, that's the Dwight I know. That's him. "Look, I just drank my weight in Sunny D." Ed! I'm sorry guys, I'm allergic to ads.
Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
"What's the prognosis, fertile mortal?" Alright, that's what I remember he said. Look, I hate copyright, bro. Okay, I swear this is the last time I use this scene. But just, holy shit, man. He just talks so weird. It's unhinged how weird he talks. "Yo, riggedy yo. I'm at suicide risk." "Juno? No, it's Morgan Freeman. I'm here to collect bones." "Any bone is one of my pants." What the fuck? I sincerely doubt anyone has ever talked like this. There are no girly friends that have these kinds of conversations. Let's do an analysis of their rooms though. Can you see those posters behind them? Just focus on them. Like, actually look at them. Like, what are these posters, bro? Who are these people? What are these drawings? Like, what is even the aesthetic they're going for here? No one does that. No one has ever done that. And if they do that, because they're crazy, they're absolutely insane. I mean, it does give me like Life is Strange photo wall vibes. Kind of looks cool. But if you focus and like look at what is behind them, just what the fuck? What? Bro, she is obsessed with old dudes. Obsessed. Look, despite its weird dialogues, the movie has a very human touch when aborting its complicated topics. You're shown an unhinged world in Juno's experiences, and it makes you think how easily nowadays any of this can happen, how these situations are becoming less and less rarities, and more everyday happenings. It's crazy how drowned teenagers have become with information and sexualization in general. Nowadays you can open up an Instagram account in a split second and give away all your information every single day. And I'm not even talking about just meta AI collecting your data through your everyday use of the app. I'm talking about how you can post every single thing you do. You can show yourself to everyone and everyone can see you. Everyone competes and everyone compares. It's a never-ending cycle searching for something that can't be achieved. Perfection. And the movie is showing that. It's making this argument that sexualization is wrong, and then has a scene like this where the girl is looking over at dongs and saying that she can only think about dongs when she's looking at everyone running and she only thinks about dongs. That is so hypocritical, it's insane. This video is about dialogues, and I believe there's an irony in that when you think about how this movie is presenting itself. It tries very hard to be different, but you don't need to be different when you're talking about problems in everyday life. Look, but the same thing I'm criticizing is what makes the movie so good. Surprisingly, nowadays, this feels like a breath of fresh air because every single movie tries to go the other way. It tries to be too real at times. It is good because it is different. It's a breath of fresh air when you watch it nowadays. I mean, every movie tries to be this dreadful, nihilistic view of the world where everything is gray and bad. I mean, there are movies that can do that and have the need to do that, like The Batman, which is literally a movie about Batman, and he is that. He is the gray side of the world. But there is no need for every single movie to be like this. What is wrong with hope? What is wrong with color? What is wrong with happiness? You know? You can depict a story in various different ways, and this movie is just a callback to times when people were trying to make something new. It doesn't always hit, but it needs to be done. Try something new, please, Hollywood. Please leave this cliche shit out of there and do something actually unique. Look, let me give you guys an example. When you think back of like good films from the last like decade or so, it's very hard to remember the moody, greedy, gray movies that you watched. But the hopeful ones, the beautiful ones, the colorful ones, they pop into your mind instantly. They mark you as a person much more than those gray movies. But one of the ones that stand out the most to me these last few years is The Good Guys, which is a colorful, bright, beautiful, funny story. Something that when you sit down and watch, you get the feeling that you're watching something that will never be redone or has never actually been done. Of course, there are tropes, there are things that are reused in this movie, but I feel like it's unique, you know? It's a one of a kind. I don't feel like anything else can be done that will reciprocate the feeling that I felt watching The Good Guys. And nowadays, everything I watch feels like it has already been done. I miss the times when we could just sit down and feel like we're experiencing a fucking change, revolution in the movie world, in games, in everything in general. It feels like the world is filled with information, but we're not actually getting anything out of it. We're just going back to a cycle of redo and reshoots and the CGI, things that already worked. We don't need to remake everything. We can go for new styles. We can sit down and create because that's what creativity is. That is what makes movies great. But it's not just movies. Since Elden Ring, there's been Souls-likes dropping from left and right. Every single place you look, there's a new Souls-like. Remakes are blowing out of proportion. Why do we need to remake every single game that was a hit 20 years ago? Let it be. Do something new, please. Okay, I'm sorry for going on a full fucking tangent, but it is what this movie does best. Being new. Even if it's unnecessary at times, or weird, or bad, it tries. And I respect that so much, especially nowadays. To wrap up everything from the movie, we have to actually dive into what happens. And I'll make it very simple for anyone who hasn't watched or for people who have watched. She gets pregnant, she goes to the abortion clinic, she feels like she doesn't actually want to do it and decides to give the baby away for adoption. She finds this family, which is a guy and a girl, no, a man and a woman, and gets really close to them, especially the man, the dad from Arrested Development. I can't remember his name in the movie, which is normal. I don't really remember names in movies. And their relationship becomes like very weird, I would say. When they are on screen together, you get this feeling of unease, of like, wait, what the fuck is gonna happen? Wait, is this guy a P word? Is he that? Or is he not? Is she trying to lure him in? There's this scene where she puts on lipstick before seeing him, and it makes you feel like she's doing it on purpose, like it's like premeditated, but it doesn't happen. Nothing actually happens, which is good. It's great. Thank you. Alright, I didn't want it to happen. They have like this weird dance scene that made me really, really uncomfortable, but they don't go through with anything, which is amazing, thank God. But the relationship they have drives the married couple apart, and it seems like there's no hope for the child anymore. She's gonna have to stay with it. She ends up actually giving the child away to the divorced mother and saying that, well, it was always meant to be hers. You know, it wasn't actually her child, it was hers, which is like, it's beautiful. Nice conclusion. It also focuses on Juno's love story with Bleecker, which is explored very well from the middle of the movie onwards. You get this like double perspective from everything that's happening. You will kind of understand Bleeker's side and Juno's side, and you just kind of develop an intimate connection with these characters' relationship because you want it to work out. You want her to have like happiness in the end, which is something that good movies always do. They make you care. So you know, I'm all for it. I think the way that they handle it is very good. Don't make them be assholes. They're just two kids trying to find themselves in the world, and they do it very nicely. You know, the way that she likes him even though he's not up to normal standards for girls her age, the way that she has like this deep connection with him from like the band that they had that they mentioned throughout the whole movie and their experiences together. It makes you feel connected to their stories in a very deep and emotional way, which is always a positive. Amazing, nice, crazy good. The ending is very cool, very nice, not really romantic, but just it gives you a sense of nice, well deserved. Live a great life, you guys. You're awesome. And it doesn't leave a bad aftertaste. They were able to talk about complicated topics without making you feel bad. What? Holy shit. But yeah, that's my review from a 2008 movie that everyone has already watched or probably seen or knows about. If you don't, give it a try. I know I spoiled almost everything, but if you're interested, go watch for yourself. There's a lot of stuff I left out of the movie, a lot of scenes, a lot of characters. And yeah, it's a great watch, man. Thank you for watching. As always, I'll see you guys next Wednesday. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, helps me out a ton. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.